Hello, hello. Happy Monday. Monday meetings. Hope you all are having a great afternoon. It has been raining all day long here in Chattanooga, and it is absolutely driving me crazy. We've got two big dogs, and when I say big dogs, over 40 pounds, which is new for us. And taking them out when it's raining is a whole different experience because they love it. They love running and playing in the water and the mud, which is fine. That's fine. But then they want to come back inside and get that stuff everywhere. So that's been fun today. Not to mention all the rain everywhere. See if I can do a couple of things here while we're getting ready to go. So today, this Monday meeting today, I'm going to talk about nutritional myths. So this whole month of February, we're talking about nutrition, right? Nutrition is so important. We're going to talk about nutritional myths today. We're going to talk about, we talked a little bit about macros last time. We're talking about macros coming up. We're still going to touch on exactly how to lose or gain weight. Hey Cheryl, how are you? Actually hopped up when I said that. But today I want to talk about myths. We are actually going to talk about some myths. 3 big myths, 4 really, but the 3 first myths we're going to talk about breakfast. Do we need to be eating it? Should we eat it? We're going to talk about carbs. Oh no, carbs. We're going to talk about protein. Are we eating too much? Do we need to eat more? How much can we eat? Etc. So we're going to get into that. This may be a longer video than usual, but that's okay. Because I want to make sure that I address your concerns. I've also got on here a couple of questions that people ask. What's the deal with carb cycling? Can I eat for my blood type? We'll get into those too. And if you've got other questions while I'm talking, while I'm going through this, put them in here so I can see them. Type them in so I can see them. I'll also tell you this. As I'm trying to, and just full transparency, I'm trying to grow this channel, grow my audience, because I want to get this message out to more people. And one of the reasons is because of this nutritional stuff that we're going to go over today. There's a lot of just bad information, not scientifically backed information that is being shared with the masses in magazines by fitness celebrities that really have no business talking about it. That's why I'm doing this, because I'm passionate about it, but also I'm just tired of seeing all the garbage. So, with that said, right now I have a package where I work one-on-one with someone with a nutritional consult. One-on-one, for an hour, we go over everything, design a plan for them. That's a $100 charge, okay? I'm gonna give one of those away today for anybody watching this. But, you have to stick around to the end so you know what to do. Or you could just fast forward, I guess, if you're watching this later. So, let's talk about breakfast. That's the first myth that I want to address here. And I've got all sorts of stuff going on here on my computer. You have to bear with me a little bit. So, for the longest time, breakfast was touted as this most important meal of the day, right? We heard about it. You know, you got to eat breakfast. You got to get your cornflakes or cream of wheat or oatmeal, etc., etc., etc. Eggs, get some bacon, get a sausage biscuit, whatever. I'm not really going to debate what's the best kind of breakfast. That's not what this talk is about. This talk is about, is breakfast important? Okay? In the grand scheme of things, doesn't matter. Absolutely doesn't matter. Because the overlying principle that we'll really get into in a week or two, the overlying principle of losing weight or gaining weight is how many calories you're taking in a day. So if you're in a caloric deficit, meaning you're taking in fewer calories than you're using, you're going to lose weight, irrelevant of breakfast. So, do you need to eat breakfast in the morning? No. Can you? Absolutely. And something that has kind of emerged from this absence of breakfast is the thought of intermittent fasting, right? Intermittent fasting is where you delay eating for a specific period of time. The most popular is you eat lunch and then you eat dinner and then you don't eat again until lunch. So you're skipping that whole time frame of taking calories in. And all that is doing is putting you into a caloric deficit. Okay? You'll hear all these fancy terms, autophagy, growth hormone, et cetera, et cetera. The main thing to remember is it's putting you into a caloric deficit. So the takeaway is, if you wake up in the morning and you are not hungry, do not force yourself to eat if you don't want to. It's fine to not, okay? If you wake up and you are starving, you can eat. This is your permission to eat, okay? Breakfast is not the most important meal of the day. There's no real hierarchy to that. So don't think that one meal is more important than the other. They're all important, okay? They're all equal, all right? So, you've got questions on that, send them while I move on to, let's talk about protein next. Protein is one of the most important building blocks, most important macronutrients that we eat, okay? Protein, 1 gram is 4 calories, okay? And for most of us, I talked about this a little bit last week, for most of us, we need to strive for 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of our goal weight. So let me break that down for you so you have hard numbers, okay? If I want to weigh 100 pounds, which I don't, but I would look ridiculous. But my kids are watching a movie, if you can hear them laughing. Princess and the Frog tonight. If I want to weigh 100 pounds, okay, I am shooting for 70 to 100 grams of protein during the day, okay? If I want to weigh 200 pounds, I'm shooting for 140 to 200 grams per day. Now, I do that based on all the books, seminars, experts that I have worked with, talked to, interviewed. I do that to make it easy calculations for you. If you want to get micro detailed about exactly how much, it actually doesn't need to be 200, it needs to be 201.5, we can do that. That's a high level package that I offer, but 0.7 to 1 gram per pound of goal weight. So how do you get that in, right? Because we've heard these theories that I can only take in 30 grams of protein at a meal. Everything else gets converted to fat, right? No. No. That is not true. It's not real. Okay? Take in protein. Your body's going to use what it needs. We get very good at utilizing what we need. Okay? Now, ideally, and it still needs to be studied a lot more, but ideally, I don't want you eating one meal a day and trying to get in 200 grams of protein. That's not going to be okay. You're going to have a huge stomach ache from that. But if you're eating 2 times a day with a snack or 3 times a day, you can get in quite a bit of protein with that. Okay? However much protein you need in a day, divide that by the 3 or 4 times that you're eating. Okay? That's what you want to shoot for. That's the goal. All right? I think their movie is maybe ending. But you can eat more than the 30 grams. You can eat more than the 25 grams that we've heard. Okay? And there are plenty of studies to back that up. I encourage you to go on Google and look if you don't believe me. But you can utilize the amount of protein that you take in. I promise you that. So don't be afraid of that. Now let's move into carbs. So carbohydrate. Carbohydrates have gotten a bad rap lately in the past, 10 years. Oh, carbs are going to make me gain weight. Carbs are a problem, right? Carbs are just awful. No. When I'm working individually with some of my clients, I will have them eat carbs and they lose weight. And I know you're thinking, Chris, how can that happen? How can we do that? Well, you have to understand it's still about that caloric deficit. Now, we'll see people who cut back on the fast food that they're eating, or maybe they cut out desserts, or they cut something out and they lose weight, and they automatically attribute that to eating fewer carbs when really they're eating fewer calories. Because let's think about this for a second. Picture your favorite food, favorite junk food, okay? Your favorite junk food. Mine is kind of a toss-up between Oreos and Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Although I will tell you that peanut M&Ms are, man, they're coming up fast because those things are delicious. But anyway, if you look at any of those, okay, turn the package around to the back so you can look at the nutritional makeup. And when you look on that, it does not say 100% carbohydrates. What does it usually say? It's got some fat, it's got some carbs, and it doesn't have much protein. Almost all the time. Because what happens is the food manufacturers jack up that fat content, jack up that carbohydrate content to make it hyper palatable, which means it's delicious. You look at a donut or a cookie or the Oreos or whatever, that sweet treat, those little Debbies, they taste really, really good because they've got a really nice mixture of fats and carbohydrates. So it is not, I want to be real clear with that, the carbohydrates that are making you gain weight. Now, in a rare 0.1% of the population, maybe, statistically speaking, that's not you, and it's not me. It's the hyperpalatable foods. So, what's the takeaway here? What's the takeaway? If you are eating enough calories to sustain yourself, but be in that caloric deficit, right, that you want to lose weight, which we're going to get more into, but you're doing that and you're eating enough protein, that 0.7 to 1 gram per pound of goal weight that you want to get to, you can eat carbohydrates. you can eat fat. Doesn't matter. But the carbs are not our problem. It's those super good tasting foods that are pushing us over how many calories we need to eat. Okay? So I hope that helps. If you've got specific questions on that, send them down below and I'll address that a little bit further. But anytime you think or you say, "Oh, I know it's the carbs that is, making me gain weight," really look at the food that you're eating, because it's probably not. It's probably the mixture of the two. The last two things that I had here that I wanted to just address, two big things lately: eating for blood type and carb cycling. Those are kind of popular here lately, especially carb cycling. So, and like I said, in 2 weeks, we're going to talk a lot about how to actually lose the weight or gain the weight. Again, you got to addressing everybody. But the big thing here is you have to be in a caloric deficit to lose weight. There's nothing remotely special about carb cycling at all. Carb cycling doesn't make you lose more weight than not carb cycling. Psychologically, some people like it, and that's perfectly fine. Because a lot of times, if it works here, you're going to stick to it. And if you stick to it, you're going to see results. So I'm fine with you using it, but it's like intermittent fasting. It's not magic. It just puts you into a caloric deficit. I'm going to just pound that as much as I can. It really is about a caloric deficit, okay? Eating for your blood type, I can't even talk about that really with a straight face. Get out of here. No. Don't, no. Okay? No. Just no. There's not any good actual research on that I have found. And I've looked for actual, real research based on that. Okay? And let me kind of expound on that a little bit. Anytime you talk to someone or listen to someone or watch someone and they are sharing a nutritional plan or sharing a supplement or sharing, we're talking about supplements later too, how most of them are junk, but that's okay. Anytime someone's sharing something like this, try to look at their motivation, okay? So most of the people that I see, fitness celebrities included, who are pushing a blood type diet or anything like that, they're making money from that. That's not a bad thing. I love capitalism, but be careful with jumping head first in with something like that, okay? It really is calorie deficit. I promise. You do that, and you'll be good to go. Now, couple of things. So I know at the beginning I said, and this hasn't been too long, I wanted to give away a $100 value. I'm going to give a nutritional consult to one person, okay? If you watch this and you see this part, I'm going to give this away on Wednesday, okay? Wednesday the 12th. Wednesday the 12th. So this contest is going to run from now till Wednesday the 12th. One person is going to get a 1-hour phone consult with me for a nutritional consult. We'll talk training too if that's what you need, but it's dedicated to you, whatever you actually need, okay? Here's how to enter, all right? Share this comment with a question or maybe something you learned or something that you disagree with that I can talk about further. But I need a little bit of engagement. Because like I said at the beginning, full transparency, I want to get this message out. I want this audience to grow as much as possible. I want to help as many people as I can. And I want to keep doing these Monday meetings where I'm touching on topics completely free for you. So I need to grow this audience a little bit so I can also help people individually who need extra help. So share this, comment with a question or a statement or something that you learned. And I'm going to pick one person Wednesday afternoon at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's my time zone. Who will win that, and I'll reach out to you here on Facebook. I'll stick around for a little bit if anybody's got questions. But nutrition is really simple when you boil it down. We make it way too complicated. It really doesn't need to be. And that's why I'm here. We don't need to buy any special meal plans. We can, and they can be fantastic, but we don't have to. There are other ways we can do this together. Let me do some back end work right now. My social media manager left. I've used that joke before, sorry. Let's see. Well, we've been going for about 20-25 minutes. I think that's long enough. If you've got any questions, let me know. Again, to enter, share this and comment below with a question or comment how I can further help you or how I've already helped you. Have a wonderful night. I'll talk to you later.